And welcome back here on a very busy Thursday afternoon. So glad all of you are with us. We've been spending some time lately going around to different camps because it is that time of the year. Spring has arrived, and where anticipation may be at an all-time high is in Oxford, Mississippi. Jordan Watkins joins us, the outstanding wide receiver for Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels, expected to make a serious run this year. Jordan, first of all, thank you for your time, and I'm sure you're pretty fired up to get on the field as well.
Yeah, it's been it just feels like yesterday that we just walked off the field against Penn State and we're already getting back after it. So it's been fun.
It's I know you can only control, Jordan, what you do in front of you and getting ready for the season, which is what spring ball is all about. But undoubtedly, you've heard the expectations. Ole Miss is a top 5 team in many people's preseason polls. Expected now that we're in the 12-team playoff to make a serious run. How do you comprehend all that, but also make sure it doesn't interfere with what you're trying to do right now, and that's to become a better football team?
Yeah, I think the main thing is just keeping the main thing for us. We all know what we came here for. I was a transfer, a couple years back, and even then we were preaching just keep the main thing, and that's we want to win a national championship. And I think this year we know that we have probably, if not one of the best shots that we're ever going to have. That led into me coming back another year. So I think that's what we preach to a lot of the guys is just keeping the main thing, and we want to win a national championship.
Jordan, let's talk a little bit about this point at how Ole Miss has gotten to this point, because last season was, it was such a great finish with that big bowl win. There were not many down moments. The Ole Miss game against Alabama felt like maybe play here, play there, and that game would have ended up differently. But as you reflect back, do you let that help motivate? Winning double digits is pretty serious stuff at Ole Miss, but you didn't accomplish everything you wanted. Does that play a role?
Yeah, for sure. Being one of the best seasons that Ole Miss has ever had, the first 11-win season, that's a huge momentum shift for us. Because that just shows us that we can go out there and we can compete with anybody. And like you said, just being right in the Alabama game and then coming up short, that's something that fueled us for the whole entire season. And I think that's something that, will fuel us, going into the next season. But then also, like you said, getting that huge win against Penn State, that's a huge momentum boost as well. Just because beating a team like Penn State, who's just a historically great team, just looking at their history, and we went out there and we beat them in a big time show, in a big time, with all the lights on, and just having that, and with all the guys coming in and just seeing, how well that we work together as a team and what we're trying to build here, that's just what we use to fuel ourselves.
Talk about your side of the ball, because a lot of schools there's mystery. Who's going to be the quarterback? There's not as much at Ole Miss. Yeah, you lost one of your compatriots in the backfield who left. That's part of college football. But some of the folks that have come in on both sides of the ball are really stout. Discuss that part of the game, especially knowing that while things change, not that much has changed offensively.
Yeah, I think Jackson has a huge influence on that, bringing a lot of the guys back, myself included, Trey, Caden, and like you said, we lost one of them, but then we have another veteran guy as well who can step up to the plate, Ulysses Bentley, and it's been awesome for us because a lot of teams, once they lose, some of their guys, they're trying to find replacements, and we don't have to do that. We already have the guys who's played a lot of ball. I'm in my 5th year. I think Trey's in his 5th year, and I think Prescorn's in his 6th. So having that experience, come back to the field has been awesome, and I think that we're just going to be able to flow a lot more in practice as well in the games. And I think that we can try a lot more things just because that we're able to go out there and just perform and not think about anything, because we know the offense like the back of our hand. And we can just go out there, like I said, and just play our game and not have to worry about the other deciding factors in the game.
Jordan, you can't have a conversation about Ole Miss without talking about Lane Kiffin. We know him as a coach. You know him as the boss. Discuss what it's like to have Lane Kiffin as the head coach.
It's a trip, just because Lane's so charismatic. He's got so many different characters. You can get the mad Lane, you can get the goofy, the joking coach, and then also as well you can get the down to business. And I think that's what I like about Coach Kiff so much, is just because that he's able to relate to his players, and he's a huge players coach. He always preaches that this is a player-led team, and he truly means that. Any decision, big decision, obviously, that we can make, he leaves it down to the leadership council just to come up and make those decisions, just because it's our team, and he's just the face of it, And that's what you want in a coach, that leaves those kind of decisions down to his team. And and like I said, he's just an awesome coach, and he just happens to be able to coach football as well.
Jordan, you can't talk about college football today without talking about the current world that we live in. You're part of it. The portal, you were able to benefit. You were playing at a really good school. You're playing at a better school. NIL, Ole Miss is certainly one of the leaders there. Take us inside your locker room, your conversations, your friends, the other leadership people on that campus, and explain to lay people who are, I think at times, very, very confused and maybe misinformed about what's happening on campuses.
Yeah, myself being a transfer guy, leading down to my decision, it wasn't anything about, I want to go get more money. It wasn't that, I just, I don't like this guy, let me transfer. It was just about finding the right fit, because you got to think about it. Whenever we're making this decision, we're making this decision when we're like 17 years old. And at the time it could be a right fit, and then you get there and then it might not be your fit anymore, because recruiting is just trying to get guys here. That's all it is. It's just trying to get the right guys that you think could help you win. But all in all, it just might not be the right fit for you after all. So just having that second chance of finding the right fit whenever you're a little bit more mature, and and you can think for yourself a little bit, is a lot better, because for me, the second time I transferred, it wasn't about who had the nicest stadium. It wasn't about who had the coolest uniforms. It was just about football, just because I was a lot older. Having been 2 years into college, I was a lot older, and I just wanted to play ball. So just giving those young kids a second chance to kind of have a better opportunity, and really go to a school that fits their style. It's awesome to have, and I'm all for it.
Finally, Jordan, while there is plenty of criticism of the money, even from older coaches, some of whom who have just left the game, how has the extra enhancements, money or other things, enabled players like you and your teammates to benefit from things that normally you wouldn't have been able to get?
Yeah, I think it's a positive. I think it's a positive thing in college football. A lot of people think that it's ruining college football, but I think it's just great, just because of the fact that you give guys an opportunity who maybe have not had a lot of money to be able to take care of their families earlier, and at a young age. Because I think I seen a couple, like a week or two ago, that a kid bought his mom a house. I think that's what it's all about, because a couple years ago he wouldn't have been able to do that. And his mom would have still been living, I don't know their circumstances, but his mom could have been living in a not so good environment. And just having the opportunity to get his mom out of that environment while he's still in college, based off of his name, image, and likeness, is awesome.
Jordan, that's inspiring, and we really appreciate you taking time. We can't wait to see you this fall, and of course when Ole Miss plays its spring game. You be well. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day.
Oh, you bet. Jordan Watkins. What a fun interview that was. We'll take a short break. We have a lot going on here. Busy Thursday afternoon. Update on everything, including the tournament, right after this.